Hello, welcome back to Sorare Assist, assisting you in your Sorare journey. So, all good things must come to an end, but this is the final episode of my limited squad building series. This series has been going since the 9th of September 2021, and this is the final episode. So make sure you stick around. I've got a big reward to reveal, which is a star reward, and some amazing profit results. Before all that though, if you're new to the channel, welcome to Sorare Assist YouTube channel. If you do like this video, please like and subscribe to the channel. Each month I'll be doing a monthly giveaway. For the month of March, I'm giving away Rio Hatate. To enter, you need to subscribe to the channel and leave a comment below. At the end of the month, I'll pick a random video posted in March and random select a comment, and that person will win that month's card. So the more videos you comment on, the more entries you will have. I'll announce the winner right here at the end of the month, so stay tuned. You can also follow us on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook, and for more free Sorare content, please check out SorareAssist.com. Also consider becoming a patron of Sorare Assist for player scouting and grab yourself a free 100-page Sorare ebook. Links to all this good stuff are in the description. And of course, if you're not signed up to Sorare yet, use the link in the description below to get 13 common cards and a free limited card. Let's kick off then with my results since the last video, which was recorded in January 2022. So I have won a few rewards since that last video, but nothing to write home about really. A few tier 3s, tier 2s that wasn't really worth that much money. But I did have a fantastic win in game week 250, which I thought was worth sharing with you guys. And that was third place finish in the Champion Europe Limited. As you can see here, I finished third with 473 points. So very pleased with this. My team was Herrera, Guadrado, Luis Alberto, Argo Aspas and Alexandra Pli. So this team cost me around £500 and obviously won me a fantastic prize and bagged me some ETH as well for finishing third. So the reward that I won for finishing third, the star card that I won, if you don't already know, was Leroy Sané of Bayern Munich. So obviously I was very pleased with this. And not only that, but I also won £185 worth of ETH for finishing third. So very happy with that, but it is one that I am actually going to sell. So if you're in the market for Leroy Sané, he is currently listed. So yeah, very pleased with that result though. So now let's move on to my purchases since the last episode in January. So I've made some purchases since the last episode. I've bought in Steven Bergwijn and Davy Rolfe. Now these two were only really going to be purchases that I was going to use for game week 253. So I didn't have players for that position playing in the midweek game week. Was going to sell these, but I've noticed that the price what I bought at was quite high. I think these prices for these players now are potentially coming down because the leagues are generally going to be ending in a month or so. So I've decided to keep them for now. I also purchased Kai Wagner. Now I did sell him, but I bought him back again. And I'll come on to that in a moment though. I've also made a couple of signings for the Asia division, Joe Min Kyu and Lee Chang Min. And I've also bought a copy of Bitgaram back as well as another card that I sold. As you can see there, I've got a bit of a stack for Jeju United. Bitgaram has been on the bench recently, but I'm hoping he gets back into the team. I've also purchased Zube and Shin Jin-ho. Shin Jin-ho I'll probably look to sell. And I've also bought Sajina to link up with my Fukumori Limited card to have a Sapporo defence. And I've also purchased Guadrado as well. Another one that I did sell but then bought back again. So the total spend is 1,120. Now the next slide I'm going to show you a number of cards that I've sold. So as you can see, I have sold absolutely loads of my limited cards. Now the reason for this is a couple of things really. I was noticing that the competition in the limited divisions is quite tough now with the number of entrants in the leagues. I was seen to be winning most of my prizes in the All-Star Limited, so what I've decided to do was bulk the best of my players in the Global All-Star Limited division. Then I've sold all my other players, including all the potential youth prospects that I had as well in limited cards, so I could spend that money on my rare teams. Now, I thought this made sense because all the players' prices had inflated, especially the Asian and America leagues. So I decided it was a good time to reconstruct my gallery and get rid of some of my cards at a profit. So some really big sales here, especially with Carles Gil. I bought him for around £100 odd and I sold him for over £500. I've also sold Dimao as well for £300 odd. So there were some of the big sales in this big sell-off of some of my limited cards. As I say, this is mainly due to the competition in some of the leagues, and I thought my money was more well spent on some of the rare teams and then just build a really solid global all-star team. I have still got some teams in the other divisions as well, but maybe not as good or as expensive as there was previously. So I decided to cash in on these players while the prices were inflated, and also just concentrate more of my star players on my global all-star team. So let's have a look at the total value of all these sales then. So the total amount from all the sales of most of my limited cards was £2,950. Now I say most of them, that is true, but obviously a lot of these players were young players who went for pretty cheap, and I still have a bulk of my best quality cards in my limited collection still. So this is fantastic. I've managed to free up this money, and I've also withdrew £1,000 of this as well to make myself totally risk free on Sorare now. So I've got no money locked into Sorare. My total deposits was £1,800 back in August 20, and now I've withdrew all that money now with the last withdrawal recently of 1,000. So let's move on to my teams then. So this is now my old global all-star team. So this is the best team that I could construct with all the cards that I had in my collection. So as you can see, I've got Sung Ryong in goal, got Douglas Santos in defence, Carles Gil in midfield, Malcolm up front, and also Cecina up front. Some of these players' seasons are going to end soon, but I've always got some other limited cards that I can slot into this team, and the global all-star team is going to be my main priority in terms of picking my limited cards. Champion Europe team is looking like this. We've got Herrera in goal, Guadrada in defence, Arnold in midfield, Alberto and Pli make up the rest of the team. So this team, I haven't really got any backups for these players, which is fine, because what I will do is if one of these players isn't playing a particular week, that gives me more solid options for my global all-star team. Challenger Europe, I've got Davy Roof in goal. He's obviously the current best option there. Senesi in defence, Messi in midfield. Forward, I've got Djuba, and I've also got Bergwijn up front. Champion Europe America, I've got Blake in goal, Wagner in defence. So I've got my Philadelphia stack there. That's why I decided to buy Wagner back. Got Ladera in midfield and Dela Cruz in midfield, and up front I've got Johnny Russell. Again, no real backups for these players, but I have got some potential under 23 options that I've kept that I could maybe slot into these empty slots if needed. If not, as I say, I can use some of these quality players in my global all-star depending on fixtures. Under 23 side looks like this. I've got Tani in goal, Winsdal in defence, Szymanski in midfield, Zakarian in midfield, and Ferreira up front. Again, some of these players' seasons will end before the others, but I have got some backup under 23 options to slot in. Champion Asia looks like this. I've gone for a stack here. I've gone for a Sapporo stack in defence with Fukumori and Tajina. And I've also gone for an attacking stack with Jeju United of Bitgram, Changmin and Minkyu. I'm obviously hoping that Bitgram gets back in this side. If not, I have got a recent signing from Pohang Steelers, Jin Ho, which can slot in there for the time being until Bitgram gets back into the side. Legends team is just the same. I have got rid of Diego Maradona though, because I didn't see any point of having him really. So I have just got 5 legends just to see what the potential plan is from Sorare with the legend cards. Because as we know, we've not had a special weekly yet for these legend players. So with all that being said, let's have a look at my profit and loss figure. So on the left here, we've got all the costs of my teams. Global All-Star, I've included all the rest of my limited cards in there that wasn't in the slides in the screenshots that I just showed. This is the total cost of all the squads. That's all this added together. So ETH from limited card sales and ETH rewards. So this is the total amount that I've got from all the cards that I've sold since I started my limited journey back in September 21. This also includes obviously the ETH prize that I won, the only one that I won for finishing third, £185. So the total value of my limited card collection at the moment is £7,733 based on the 1 month average. So if we add and deduct all this information together, my total profit and loss is £8,174 for this final episode in this limited squad building series. Now this is an absolutely fantastic result, and I started buying the limited cards on the 1st of September 2021, and the final valuation figure was on the 18th of March 2022 when this video was recorded. As you can see, that is an absolutely fantastic return in such a short space of time. In fact, it's only been 6 months. Something to bear in mind here, I did buy a lot of these cards when there was a winter break in the Russian leagues. I picked up some Russian players then. I also picked up a lot of Asian and American leagues as their leagues finished. So I got all those players at a very, very cheap price. Example is Carles Gil. I bought him for £150 when the MLS finished, and he's actually going for around £500 to £700 at the moment. So as you can see, that is an absolutely ridiculous increase in his price. Whether that'll happen again at the end of this MLS season, I'm not sure. But what I am going to do is I'm going to invest in some European players when their seasons come to an end. Obviously the Belgium League is coming to an end in April, so I'm going to be looking to buy some of those, especially if the prices look like they've come down, but only generally in the limited cards because they are quite easy to shift. And then I'll wait to see if the prices do rise. It's not something I'm doing to try and improve my squads, it's something that I'm going to do just to try and generate a bit of income so that I can obviously put that into potential increasing my rare teams and hopefully purchase my first super rare. So I'm sure you'll agree this is an absolutely fantastic profit there for this limited series that's been going 6 months. Thank you for everyone who's followed me on this journey. Let me know in the comments section how you guys are getting on in regards to your limited journeys and how you're finding the limited cards and the competitions and tournaments. And what do you think of the future of the limited cards and the prices? Do you think the prices are going to keep going up? Do you think the competition's going to get even harder in the terms of the limited tournaments? What's your plans? Let me know in the comments section below. Okay, well that is all for today. If you like this video, then please smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget, each month I'll be doing a monthly giveaway. For the month of March, I'm giving away Rio Tate. To enter, you need to subscribe to the channel and leave a comment below. At the end of the month, I'll pick a random video posted in March and random select a comment, and that person will win that month's Sorare card. I'll announce the winner right here on the channel, so make sure you stay tuned and ping that notification bell. You can also follow me on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook, and for more free Sorare content, please check out SorareAssist.com. Also consider becoming a patron of Sorare Assist for player scouting, and grab yourself a free 100-page ultimate guide to Sorare. And if you're not signed up to Sorare yet, of course, I would be very grateful if you'd use the link in the description below to get 13 common cards and a free limited card. Okay, thanks for watching and I'll see you again soon.